second and becoming the youngest driver ever to lead the Formula One World Championship, also for Vodafone McLaren Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton, and scoring his second successive win, also taking the pole and setting fastest lap, Scuderia Ferrari Marlborough's Felipe Massa. Felipe, you said yesterday that it very much would come down to the first corner to the start, and that defined the race for you.
Well, it was a little bit tight from both of us, but you know, I just was inside and went for it. So it was quite a risk for both of us. But you know, looking the competition and everything, so first corner is important. So I just didn't want to lose like I lost in Malaysia, and I was inside, so I just tried to stay there.
I have to ask, was there any contact between you and Fernando in that first corner?
Yeah, we touched. So we were both very close going to the first corner. Fernando was trying to push me inside, and we just touched each other. It was a very small contact, but I was also a bit afraid after about my car, but fortunately nothing happens.
And it was a relatively straightforward race, but we did see a small fuel fire in your first pit stop.
So I didn't know that. So it's not important anymore. So we finished with no problem. So if we had a little problem, I'm sure the problem was solved.
Well, in the later stages of the race, let's talk about that. You made a relatively early second pit stop, but a trouble-free afternoon for you after that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the most difficult part of the race was the start, and it was pretty tough. But afterwards, I saw that nothing was happening on my car, that the car was responding quite well, and I was managed to build a gap. It was quite a good gap straight away. So after that, I had the race on my hands. So I was just concerned about the car, that is the second race of the engine. But looking the gap I was building, I think the race was on my hands there.
And perhaps some concern with your teammate Kimi having what we think is an electronic problem.
Well, I really don't know what's happened with Kimi. I just heard my engineer tells me that Kimi was on trouble. So it's a shame for the Constructor Championship, because we could have finished really in a good position, even first and second. So let's try to do next time.
Fantastic performance, congratulations. Lewis, you take over that youngest driver to lead the championship mantle from Bruce McLaren, the man that founded the team for which you drive. Congratulations on that. A great first corner, I guess, from your point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I think going into the race, we knew we had a very good strategy. And at this track, you can't really overtake, so the key is to try and get the best position in the first corner. And so, yeah, the aim was to get as many places the first corner, and fortunately, I got past Kimi, but Fernando and Felipe touched, and I was able to get past Fernando. It was very close. I think when he came back on, he nearly hit me, but nevertheless, we managed to put it out. We didn't particularly have the pace of Felipe, but I think we another step closer. And as I said to him just now, we'll get him soon.
Well, it turns out you had a little bit more fuel on board than Felipe at that point. Was that a critical issue at that point of the race?
I think so. I mean, he did already pull quite a good gap. So when he pitted in front of me a few laps before me, I knew I'd be quick, but I'd only gain back maybe 4 seconds. So I just had to keep pushing and try to do the best job I could. But the middle stint again wasn't great. But at the end we had a very good pace, I think, and very similar times to Felipe. So it was good.
Different tyre choice to your teammate Fernando. You were on the harder tyre at the end of the race.
Yes, we were trying to decide whether to run 2 primes or an option in the prime in the second and third stints, and we weren't really quite sure. And 5 laps before the pit stop, we made a decision and stuck with it. And I think it went quite well. But as I said, we struggled in the middle stint with a bit of oversteer, and but still the team did a fantastic job over the last 4 weeks. Really pushed hard. So thank you to all the guys back home. Really done a great job, and just pleased for the team. We're leading the constructors titles and now leading championship.
Well, your thoughts on leading the world championship?
It's I keep saying I'm living my dream, and it's really it's really true. You know, I've been working so hard for this, and to come into only my 4th Grand Prix and come out of it leading the World Championship when I'm driving with the two, you know, the top drivers in the world here, it's incredible.
Well done. Fernando, a fantastic start on the outside there of Felipe going into turn 1. Nearly made it.
Yes, unfortunately was not enough, and you know I lost 3 places after that touch. And yeah, from there on, I think if in the first corner you are 4th and with a little bit less fuel than your opponents, I think the race becomes very, very complicated.
Describe that first corner incident from your point of view.
Well, it was very tight. The start, I think, was very similar between the two cars, but then obviously I put myself behind Felipe, and thanks to the slipstream I was a little bit quicker, and yeah, I went in the outside. I braked later, and I think I was much in front of him in the first corner, but yeah, unfortunately he didn't think so, and we touched each other. We were lucky to both finish the race, but in 99% of this type of incidents, both cars will finish in the first corner, so sometimes I think it's very dangerous, this type of things.
And your car was damaged too. A barge board was flapping around towards the end of the race.
Yeah, of course. I think the car was damaged all through the race, and unfortunately was a little bit more difficult to drive. Also, we took the gamble when we put the prime tire in the first stop, just to see if there were some advantage there, because we need a miracle after being third, a little bit too far behind the first 2 people in lap 15 or 16. So we took the gamble, and it was not fantastic. So we went back to the option tire at the end and became a little bit quicker, the car. So yeah, I think after first corner, everything you need to risk too many things, and it's difficult that everything goes well after that.
And in your home Grand Prix today, obviously a feeling of disappointment for you.
Yeah, of course, no doubt. Very disappointment with the race itself. I think after the first corner, you know, you can try as hard as you can. You can put different set of tires, compare your rivals. You can put whatever you want. That being 4th, as I said, thanks to Kimi retirement. If not, probably I will be out of the podium. And that, of course, starting 2nd was not the aim of the race.
Thank you, Fernando. Now, if we'd have some words from in your own language, starting with Felipe in Portuguese.
Bom dia, sensacional. Tenho nem palavras para dizer a felicidade, a emoção de vencer uma corrida como essa, disputada em toda a classificação, disputada na primeira curva. Tive um pouco de sorte e com certeza fui agressivo o suficiente para tentar resolver a minha posição ali. Ainda bem que não aconteceu nada com o carro. E depois foi administrar a corrida, usar aquilo que eu tinha para usar na hora certa, no momento certo, e abrir a vantagem o suficiente com os competidores atrás. E sem dúvida nenhuma foi uma corrida sensacional, onde vai ficar na minha história vencer uma corrida tão difícil como essa, com competidores tão fortes como o Fernando, e na corrida de casa, que a gente sabe o que quer dizer uma corrida de casa para um piloto. Então, para mim, é um dia especial, um dia sensacional, onde eu nunca vou esquecer. Eu tenho certeza que todos vocês no Brasil curtiram bastante, torceram bastante, e vamos continuar torcendo, que é assim que a gente vai conseguir continuar melhorando e trabalhando para cada dia estar melhor. Valeu, grande beijo a todos.
Thank you. And Fernando in Spanish.
Bueno, una carrera muy difícil después de la primera curva, sobre todo estando 4º después de la primera curva y con menos gasolina que tus rivales, pues empieza a ser bastante complicada la carrera, y también el toque creo que ha dañado alguna parte del coche, por desgracia, y a partir de ahí la carrera era muy difícil. Intentamos poner el juego de neumáticos duros a mitad de carrera para intentar arriesgar, hacer algo diferente a nuestros rivales. Era la única manera de pasarles. Tampoco salió del todo bien, y por tanto una carrera un poco rara después de la salida, que ya te digo, sigo pensando que había frenado más tarde, que estaba entrando en la curva primero que Felipe, y por desgracia nos tocamos, pero bueno, con suerte de 99% de los casos los dos coches hubiesen quedado en la primera curva y bueno, aún así pudimos salir y primero y tercero yo creo que hemos tenido mucha suerte de acabar.
Gracias. Thank you, gentlemen.